Why am I not live yet? Oh, there it goes. Yep, everything is in order. Which one, though? I already did a playthrough of Prince of Persia Warrior Within on stream. So I guess I'll just skip that one. I played through Sands of Time a million times, but it's kind of the best of the three. Maybe. Two Thrones I haven't played in a while, but it seems weird to just go to it. I'll do Sands of Time. Pop. I like this intro, so I'll watch it. Actually, I feel like you have to watch it if you... No, I don't think you do. I don't care, you'll have to watch pieces of it. This is the... Whoa. I didn't go through any settings. I think there's a secret you can do here in one of the versions of the game. Like, there's a series of buttons you can hit right now to unlock the Prince of Persia sub-game. But this is the trilogy version of the game, and thus I think that was removed entirely. Yeah, here's the opening scene. I think the PS2 version had...
That flows swift and sure in one direction. But I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you,
They are all
wrong.
Make it a little bit quieter.
Ocean in a storm. You may wonder who I am.
I don't know what the right amount of volume is.
Sit down, and I will tell you a tale like none that you have ever heard. Know first, I am the son of Shahram, a mighty king of Persia. On our way to Azad with a small company of men, we passed through India, where the promise of honor and glory tempted my father into a grievous error.
There's probably an okay amount of volume. A little higher. I don't know.
Your Majesty, I trust you will remember your promise. The Maharaja's treasure vaults lie within.
See, fights. Like a warrior, son.
Was my shit when I was a kid. When this game came out, I loved Prince of Persia, and I was amazed. And when I saw it was this game, it was like the best thing that could have possibly happened to me. He has a scabbard for the dagger, even though he doesn't have the dagger yet.
Can be transformed from a good world into a hell. If you think so, you are mistaken. For in that moment, I thought of one thing only: the honor and glory I would bring my father by fighting like a warrior in my first battle.
Oh, these guys die as soon as I get near them. Sad. I'd never played a game like this. It perfectly captures the parkour elements of the old Prince of Persia games and the combat elements. I don't feel like it's quite as good at creating a universe, since there's only one setting and not a variety of them. But the setting that it creates is well in line with the Arabic themes. So I was overall really impressed. These are like the only human enemies in the entire game. I guess I'll fight one. They telegraph their attacks quite a lot. You can do counters and stuff. I don't know what works on these guys and what doesn't. They have weird, unique attack patterns compared to every other enemy. I guess they can sometimes block the parry attacks. They're all optional.
Many men that day sought to win honor and glory on the battlefield, that their king might say to them, as Khosrow said to Rustam, "You are the noblest of my warriors." From the moment my sword tasted blood, I knew this would not be my way. I would win my father's praise, not by killing, but by being the first to find the Maharaja's treasure vault and the wonders within.
The prince is kind of quiet.
Shall I go on?
The music in this game is kind of good. This was like the first PS2 game that really convinced me that the PS2 era was like, that video games were changing. Like when I played Final Fantasy X, it was still like, it was still the Final Fantasy experience, even though it looked beautiful and it sounded beautiful. It was still ultimately a Final Fantasy game. This was like a unique gameplay experience. This is not the same prince from the old Prince of Persia games. I like to imagine they're related though. This guy sure is acrobatic. The first time you do a lot of the stuff in the game, you get slow motion.
Shall I continue my story from here the next time we're interrupted? As you wish.
Saving games, pussies. This is when I first started becoming aware that like platforming was going to be a major element of the game, and I loved it. Running along walls was a really crazy cool concept to me.
The dagger of time. There was a treasure I could carry with pride as a trophy of our victory. If I could only get there.
I remember Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks had a really shitty running on walls mechanic. It was actually pretty cool, but the game almost never demanded you used it, which frustrated me. This is before you have rewind. Avoid spiky poles. I love video game tips that are incredibly obvious. There's actually a skip here if I climbed up instead of down. They might have removed it for this version though. Looks like I'm not supposed to go down here. That water you can drink and it heals you. Water is nice and healthy. Water is seen as like I like the themes of like sand and water in this series. Water is a very positive force in all three games. And it's often like a counter to sand, if that makes any sense. Whoa. Whoa. This is incredibly linear. There's always exactly one place you can go. It's like presenting itself like a little fake maze. I do love this environment. I've always thought that this kind of lore, Middle Eastern lore, is super interesting. I don't trust myself with this angle. Oh, I shouldn't have trusted myself with that angle. There's a quick jump if you just hold the direction towards the thing you're jumping to. I love this place. Like, what is this? This environment's beautiful. This big empty room. This fucking giant. I'm gonna spend half the game just admiring shit. Here's your first real opportunity to die. If you fall here. Oh, those PS2 era graphics. I remember when this looked good. There is a button on the dagger that rewinds time. It's unclear sometimes how the prince could fucking hit that button. Like, I get that the dagger's in his hand, and I get that he's always ready to hit the button as soon as anything goes bad. But you can, like, fall down a giant cliff, land on your chest, be unable to move. I love that little animation.
I had what I came for. It was time to get out. Now.
You can be stabbed through the chest, no matter what injury gets him. My last playthrough of this game, I did no rewinds at all. That was the theme of my playthrough. It was kind of fun. That jump would normally kill you.
Father, I have brought us honor and glory.
Honor and glory is the theme of this game.
Your Majesty,
The prince is obsessed with it at the beginning.
my choice of the Maharaja's treasures. That dagger.
Surely you won't deny the lad a souvenir of his first battle. You may have your choice of all the Maharaja's other treasures. Except that hourglass. That will make a fine gift for the Sultan of Azad when we pass through his city. And some exotic animals for his menagerie. And a dozen slave girls. Yes, that should be enough. I want no animals or maidens harmed until I have...
No animals nor maidens harmed.
Let it be known, King Sharaman is merciful in victory.
So that vizier was traitorous and sold out his sultan in favor of us.
Trust not a man who has betrayed his master, nor take him into your own service, lest he betray you too. I learned the truth of this to my sorrow, the day that we arrived in Azad as the Sultan's honored guests.
My friend.
Friend, your visit brings joy and honor to my poor and humble dwelling. If only you'd given me time to prepare a proper welcome.
The glories of Azad are famed throughout the world. And yet, the best is yet to come. I give you the sands of time. May the friendship between our kingdoms endure as long as time itself.
The sand, why does it glow?
I can tell you. Inside the hourglass is a marvel that no living man has seen.
That shit is quiet.
Alas, only the dagger can unlock the sands of time, and it belongs to a greater one than I. A young prince, dearer to his father than all the wealth of India. Perhaps he will oblige.
Your hubris. The hubris.
No.
The prince will pay for this error.
No! Stop!
Is it meant to do this? Alicia Sigataha!
The vizier uses magic to not get affected by the sands. Prince isn't affected because the Dagger of Time absorbs sand. Farah isn't affected because she has an amulet that also absorbs sand. Everyone else turns into sand monsters.
The dagger. You have unleashed the sands of time. I can undo what you have done. Give it to me.
The combat in this game is unfortunately kind of bad. It's cool, but it's not deep enough to last for the number of enemies you have to fight. Every single enemy in the game can be killed by one of two attacks, and I will be spamming those two attacks. Could be insta-killed by one of two attacks. I'll show off some stuff that doesn't work on later enemies, I guess. There's a counter-absorb that works on the early enemies. I'll try and fight it. There we go. That's an instant kill. It's pretty cool looking. It's a counter though, so you know. Oh, all the slow motion.
Prince, use the dagger.
Use the dagger. All enemies that are killed come back to life eventually, unless you absorb them with the dagger. That is the gimmick of the game. Absorbing enemies gives you more sand for your dagger,
To fight again.
and I guess that's it.
I liberate from their
Oh, you kill a certain number of them, you get sand spells. I don't think I have any sand spells yet, which means the dagger is nearly useless. Except for finishing off enemies. But eventually the dagger spells are pretty useful. Yeah, that does like nothing. It's actually a pretty weak hit. This little jump over is an instant kill on nearly every early game enemy. But later enemies will attempt to block it. One thing that kind of bugs me about this game is most of the combat is like kind of unskippable. Oh, I think I just won. There's a little animation of the prince putting away his sword, and if you are super quick about putting away your sword, that animation will be skipped. Into this sand pillar. The prince just acts like he doesn't know what this thing is, he just kind of gets into it and it gives him visions of the future. Farah seems to regard them as very dangerous. They are the save points of the game. I guess I'll save. I don't have any saves. Oh yeah, because all of my saves were from before I got a new PS3.
Done.
I'll start the story from here next time. That pattern on the ground is one of the patterns from Prince of Persia 2.
You think
I recognize it.
I can see it by the look in your eyes. You think my story is impossible. Perhaps I am mad. Who would not be driven mad by horrors such as I have lived? But I assure you, every word is true.
I'm gonna try and get all sand clouds. There's a sand cloud down there. I actually lived through that. The only indication sand clouds are anywhere is that they make a little noise when you're close to them.
Sands of time had swept through, stealing life and warmth from everything we touched. And I, who unleashed the cataclysm, had been spared. Were there others like me, who yet clung to life, hiding in fear among the ruins? It did not seem so.
I like this mechanic of the prince telling the story to the player. They actually do something cool with it. I hear a sand cloud.
Stop!
There it is.
Had I really seen her? Or had my senses given way under the burden of horrors too great to bear and conjure?
That was not the way to get up there. I think it was. I think I didn't jump close enough to the edge. Yeah. This game has a completely god-awful PC port that I played once, in which you would frequently just jump through things and run through things on walls and stuff like that. It made the game nearly unplayable. Water is healthy. Don't think there's anything up there. There are so many decisions this game makes that make it absolutely amazing. And they're all really subtle too. I'll try and point them all out when they happen. How audible is the talking, by the way? 16 retrieves gives the dagger new powers. The retrieves it's talking about are absorbing enemies. Here's yet another enemy that can be killed in one hit with that. There are pillars here. You don't get to do this often. Oh, was that not added yet? I guess it wasn't. In Warrior Within, you can jump off a pillar and kill all enemies around. 2 thrones as well. We'll see if the wall bounce works on these guys. Works on some enemies, not others. It tends to work better on late game enemies than early ones. Looks like it's good. This is the other attack that kills absolutely everyone in one hit. Yay, I got a power tank. I now have a spell. See that little animation of me putting my sword away? I can skip that if I'm really fast about putting my sword away after killing the last guy. Wasn't there a sand cloud down here? Maybe not. The platforming elements in this game are kind of spectacular. Ooh, careful there, Prince. That looks like where I'm supposed to go. What's all this about then? Oh, it's fucking nothing. Yep. Sometimes they stick stuff at the tops of those. Game music is a bit low, there's no music right now. I'll turn it up a little bit. It was drowning out the voices. Wow, it changed back, never mind. Maybe I never successfully changed it. Maybe you have to hit accept instead of back. There's a sand cloud. I heard the noise. Where am I going? Controls were extremely confused for a second there. Here's the first life upgrade. I find these very interesting. Prince, please. Did I mention that in the intro of the game,
Hello?
the prince was wearing a hat?
Is anyone there?
I love this environment. Please tell me there's a first-person button somewhere. The environment button isn't working.
I have a feeling I'm not in Zard anymore.
I think I just bugged out the game. I have a feeling I just bugged out the game. I'm gonna try to rewind to before I bugged out. Didn't work. This is unfortunate. I should have used that last sick point. I guess I activated a camera pan right when there's going to be another camera pan or something like that. I'm not hearing any noises from trying to move around, so that appears to not be doing anything. I think I'm gonna have to quit.
Do you wish me to leave before finishing?
I just heard a dying noise, and I got a game over.
May I start again?
I died on the title screen. And now I've got invisible options. Maybe no options.
Do you wish me to leave?
Okay. We're back in this. I apologize for all that, and I will replay everything I just played. That was unfortunate.
Wait!
That kind of thing doesn't happen often, I'm pretty sure.
Hurt you!
Alright, how do I skip these scenes? I'm actually not sure. This is what you're probably supposed to do. I didn't go that far,
The
so
guest rooms, where my father, all our entourage, and I
I actually
should
skipped
pass
all
the
this.
night lay cold and silent.
because I just
Sands
jumped
of
right off
time
the
had
top thing.
swept through, stealing life and warmth from everything they touched. And I, who unleashed the cataclysm, had been spared.
Damn, that was
Were
unfortunate.
there others like
The
me
game bugged
who had
out.
clung to life, hiding
Maybe I should
fear
use
in
every
their
save
limits?
point, but I don't want to do that either.
It seems so.
St. Cloud, don't want to miss.
Come back! Had I really seen her? Or
This
had my
game at its
senses given
moments is
way
very
under
buggy.
The burden of horrors too great to bear, and conjured up a phantom. Either way, I could not rest until I had found her again.
Delicious water. I just wanted to look around. I died on the title screen. What's up with that? I wouldn't do it again. I would have preferred not to have to deal with that. These enemies are like so easy that they usually don't attack. They usually don't block. You can usually just kind of hit them. And they usually just die. Like these guys don't take any strategy for the most part. Enemies can hit you, which is kind of obnoxious. Alright, let's try out my dagger power.
The dagger of time. I began to realize why the Vizier wanted it so badly. I soon discovered that when I had collected enough sand, the dagger gained the power to stop time. Not for me, but for the enemy I struck.
I wonder how late you can activate that. I'm going to save here. After I get the sand cloud. Where is it? Whatever. Saving is kind of involved in this game. Just fix save points and you have to watch these things before each one. Some of them have little Easter eggs in them, so it's kind of cool to watch them all. Some of them have Easter eggs after you watch them. Some of them have, like, a lot of them end with, like, secret techniques you can do. Some of them end with, like, storylines, spoilers, or I should say hints.
Done.
I'll start the story from here next time. Guybrush
Whence
Threepwood.
came these visions that assaulted me thus
I see
like
it.
fever dreams? Each time I awoke feeling drained and beaten, and each time what I had seen came to pass. as if the sands of time were giving me a glimpse into my own future.
I'll try and do all the saves that give the player Easter eggs. I hear St. Cloud. There it is. Alright, this time let's not bug out the game. As I was... Prince. As I was saying, this environment is incredibly cool to me.
What the? Hello?
Endless area of fountains.
Is anyone there?
I'm still trying to mess with the camera. Am I suicidal?
I have a feeling I'm not in Azad anymore.
The fountain.
Water. What just happened? Strange. I feel wonderful.
I didn't realize at first, but those give you more health. It doesn't ever tell you what it does, it just kind of shows you on your health bar. But if you're not looking at the health bar, it's easy to miss. Camera. St. Cloud. Yeah, the physics in this game are pretty nice. What's back here? Nothing.
Give me the dagger.
The voices are so quiet.
Who are you?
I am Farah, the daughter of the Maharaja from whom you stole it. This is
She's a princess, I'm a prince.
I saw my father turn to sand.
and we will share his fate if you do not give me the dagger to undo what you have done.
Your traitorous vizier used the same words. From now on, I trust no one but myself.
I like the prince. I don't understand why he's a member of NSYNC though.
Go back to the reception hall. Wait for me there. Go!
Scarabs. They're not very hard.
Now I remembered her. Since we left India, she had been there.
This is recorded from
The desert, I
PS3. This
felt
is the
the dark
HD
eyes
remake,
of
although it looks very similar.
Now, here she was again. She and I, the only two survivors. Did I say two? Excuse me. We were three.
The vizier also survived. Oh, this is where I came from, isn't it? No, it's not. It's easy to miss these damn things. I think there's 64 of them in the game. I will do my very best to get all of them. I see two. Just chilling. Zooms in on that one dresser. If it didn't, I wouldn't know where to go, to be honest. I love the world in this game. I love it.
The hourglass. What? I did not understand the meaning of what I had just seen. But I knew, with a certainty I could not explain, that those winged creatures had a master. The man who had tricked me into opening the hourglass now had his prize. For some unknown purpose coveted the dagger as well, would stop at nothing to possess it. Well, I would give him what he sought. I would plunge it into his foul and treacherous heart.
The shadow to help out the player. Huh. That's weird. I activated the sound of me running permanently. Okay, it stopped. This has been an interesting playthrough. I could probably make it to that, right? Let's run from the bottom one. I hear St. Cloud noises. There it is. This room is full of the damn things. I spent admittedly way too long trying to figure out how to get down here. My very first playthrough. But actually it's very simple. There's that noise again. It might be a bug noise from one of these little scarab guys. I don't know what's causing that. This is going to be a buggy playthrough, isn't it? I think you can jump from that wall, but the camera also lets you do this. The prince will automatically lead her. Whoa! The enemies will auto-track you pretty easily once you're in a place where they can reach. Oh, the first appearance of the slutty ones. These are the only female sand monsters. They're actually quite dangerous. They have really high damage. Or rather, they start doing... They're the first enemies with like a combo. They also don't telegraph their attacks quite as much. That's what happens when they start coming back to life. That's the save point, not a sand cloud. Damn. I think there is a sand cloud down here. Oftentimes there'll be like 2 waves of enemies, so like you'll reduce it down to 1 enemy, and it'll only be the one. And then you kill the one, and then a bunch more spawn. Best to kill the bitches first. Interestingly, all of the prince's little attacks have different damage values. Like that big flip. The second hit of that flip is the final attack of his combo. And that's like an instant kill. That attack does like a lot of damage. But like little attacks, like I have like a spinning kick that depending on my angle. And that does like less damage the further on in the game you get, because you get better and better swords, and that damage of that is not calculated based on your sword. Stuff like that. It's actually like, they were kind of elaborate about it, but not in a way that really helps. Ooh, I got a double. Got a 2-for. Look at that counter kill. That telegraphing. It really goes to show just how not dangerous the enemies are. I'm pretty sure I saw a sand cloud down here. There it is. Little bastard trying to hide from me. I've played the game a lot and I observe things. That's why I know. I don't know how you would figure out to do that if you didn't see that cutscene at the beginning. Wow. Wow. I think that's not... No, that's a fine way to get down. I forgot the frequency of sand clouds. That was a pretty weird scene to have absolutely no sound effects. Perhaps this is a very buggy HD collection. This would be a really cool puzzle, but the game kind of tells you how to do it too much, which makes it a lot easier. The game offers you too much help, which makes it a very linear puzzle, which makes it not a puzzle.
Can you help me activate the Azad defense system? It'll take both of us to do it. I'll reset the axles for you. The man who's normally in charge of this got... Never mind. Ride the platform down to the bottom. Then use those two cranks to bring
It shows you the
back up.
solution in reverse right at the beginning. It doesn't show you the whole solution, I don't think.
You see those 4 axles? You'll need to pick them
Yeah, it
up
only shows you 2.
one by one.
That's not really a solution.
Until you've got all 4. Then, bring them up to the top together. Make sure you pick them up in the right order.
So he tells you whenever you pick up one in the wrong order. And the thing is, once you're holding these things, you can only move them through the tracks. Like, I can't turn this entire platform to the left because this thing will just bump into the wall. I can only turn it to the right, follow that track, and then from there I can only go up. So the more of these things you add on to the platform you're riding, the more limited your movement is. And then you also have this map of the entire thing right here, just to help you out. It's not a super hard puzzle. It's actually quite easy. And then you have to line up each one so that they all go into the 4 holes at the top at the same time and they're all lined up properly.
That's it! You've got the first axle! Now, pick up the other 3!
And then these two
Remember,
line things.
pay attention to the grooves! That's it! One crank turns the platform! The other one raises and lowers it!
I got this.
That's 2!
Again, though, he just tells you outright if you pick one up in the wrong order. So I can't lift it now, because even though this one has a path, that one doesn't. Stuff like that. So I've got to lift them up and they both have a path. It looks like it would be quite difficult, but really it's very linear. You actually have to pick that one up now. You can't pick it up later because it's in the way of the other one.
Just one more!
Again, this would be a really cool sequence.
That's 4! Now, bring them up to the top and line them up with their gears!
One thing I kind of like is that the correct solution has these two facing each other, which they both face each other right at the beginning.
That's it! I knew you could do it!
The prince will spend the rest of the game regretting doing this.
Now, there's one last step. Do you see that platform? Throw your lever, and I'll throw mine.
His ladder's broken. Can't climb it.
What manner of machine is this?
I told you, it's the palace's defense system. Stop wasting time. Throw your lever.
I wonder if he says something if you just wait here.
the love of God, what are you waiting for? Those demons might come back at any moment!
Alright, whatever.
We did it! Serve those accursed demons right! Oh my God, they'll rue the day they ever dared attack the Palace of Azad!
These can kill monsters, but they are far more prominent in attacking me. He gets turned into a sand monster right then, I guess. Now I've got to fight some. Can't do the off-the-wall jump without a sword out. Breaking combos with block. It's not a combo. Throw your lever, is what he said. Like lever.
Oh no. Why did I listen to that man?
You can walk very slowly to not activate spikes. I think... No, in later games you can run over them quickly. Like Warrior Within. You can also, like, go over them like that. By running over them, jumping over them. They kind of remind me of spike pits from,
had a twisted logic of their own. They
the
could
first
be
Prince of Persia.
circumvented by using the strategically placed switches, which I soon learned to recognize. Yet it was hard
These
to
segments are
escape
kind
the
of fun.
feeling that I had
Gotta go through it
made a
fast.
mistake, setting in motion such a deadly system of traps, which seemed in truth more likely to claim my life than that of an invader that was not flesh and blood.
Prince points it out. These traps are literally more dangerous to him than monsters. And they are two monsters. These corridors are fun. Door's not even that far down. The prince remains nameless the entire series. These fat ones. What the fuck? I put my sword away for whatever reason. The targeting system is kind of inconsistent sometimes. Use the walls for rebound attacks. They changed the controls of a rebound attack between this game and the sequel, and it's a really good attack in both games. In this game you hit X to get close to a wall, and then square to jump off it with your sword. And I think it's X twice in Warrior Within. And it's a really good attack in both games, so it's kind of annoying that they changed it. Warrior Within has much more elaborate combat, which makes it kind of more fun, which is good because the combat is more emphasized in gameplay. Camera not doing me any favors. I could still go under that door. The cross absorb. Sand cloud over here, if I recall. No. There's one somewhere. I actually don't remember where. Ah. Prince. Oh, it's because I have my sword out. I hate this. This is hilarious. There's a cutscene of this thing coming out, and it uses up most of the time that it's up. It goes down almost immediately. That stayed up way longer. They might have fixed that. That was a bug in the original game. It doesn't stay up for very long at all. Yeah, it takes longer to go up too, and it definitely takes longer to go down. It was up for only a little bit in the original. Like for like seconds. That's my favorite trap. I don't know why, I just think it's cute. It's so purposeful. Defends a little circle. You can roll under it. So the best way to go about it is to take the side that's coming towards you and roll under it, so you're under it for the bare minimum amount of time. I hear a sand cloud noise. Time out. What the fuck was that? Where is it? Maybe I don't hear a sand cloud noise. Maybe it's just the pole. This took me a completely retarded amount of time. What I thought you had to do was this. Intentionally take damage, and then run up and jump off the wall. And if you've got a very precise jump, you'll actually grab that ladder from the front. And I thought it was the most weird thing ever, because you can't jump off that wall, because there is no wall. I thought it was like super weird and buggy that you had to like grab that ladder. I didn't understand why it was like that. And I tried to grab this side because that was all easy, and then you just get stuck at the top, and I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I didn't understand it. And it turns out you can just go around ladders. This is a button. It's actually a direction. And I didn't know that for most of my first playthrough. And I didn't find out until most of the way through the game, and then I like fucking facepalmed so hard I nearly knocked my fucking eyes out. I only found out because there was a situation where you basically needed to do it. Camera was very confused there. Oh, fuck. Camera angle always changes a lot once you get to the... HP upgrade areas.
Strange. I feel as if I've been here before. I have been here before.
That's a lot faster. That plays out way faster than it did in the original game. Whenever you get one of those, it dumps you out where you were before, and the path that leads to the health upgrade is gone. It's very mysterious at first. They do something kind of funny with it right at the end of the game. That's like the... in this playthrough, I think. But I rewound. Can't see anything. See how I only barely hit it, and if it was higher I wouldn't have. I'm just gonna run a little later even though I can't see it. I don't remember how many life upgrades there are in the game. I want to say 9. But that's the number in the sequel, so it's probably me misremembering. Goes to show how early I made it.
Can you hear me?
There's lots of Easter eggs involved with Farah. I will show them off. Maybe not lots, but a few really cool ones. Here's this cute little purposeful trap. Oh fuck, Prince. If you hit the button too late, he won't ever do the jump. That's just his normal running animation. Like when you run up walls and leave it. You can tumble to get under doors, so really easy to never actually get stuck. This is not a mechanic. You, the player, cannot do this. That fall would kill you. It's my daddy. He's the boss. The first appearance of an enemy that you can't jump over. The blue double partisan guys. Farah has a health bar. Enemies usually don't target her. That attack instant kills those guys. I used to think this was a really hard fight. It kind of is for this stage in the game. Farah reels enemies really fast. I forgot about that. Farah's actually really useful to have along. But if she dies, you game over. And sometimes it can be really hard to have her not die. Because you can't rewind and easily avoid. You can't re-control what she does. You can only re-control what you do. He's being remarkably unaggressive. Anyway, he's a pretty hard boss. He's got a lot of health. He's one of the harder enemies in the game. So, if it's too hard, you can actually run over to over there. There's a pool of water, and you can put away your sword and start drinking. And you're probably going to take damage. They're probably going to attack you while you're drinking. But, you heal basically faster than they can hurt you. How far I took damage. I'm confident it should be alright though. If she gets hit multiple times, that's a problem. Her health goes back up automatically though. Over time. Looks like I've killed every other enemy. I'll go demo the drinking. Everyone tends to just kind of follow you around. Yeah. Not too hard. Anyway, he's got a lot of health and he's got lots of good blocking habits. He's also fucking tall. You can't just wail away at him like this. You can't do this if there are other enemies around, so this is a really easy way to do it. There are better ways though. I forgot you could jump over him. I forgot he allowed you to do that. That's a free hit. He doesn't let you get the big hit, but, you know. You might be able to get some free damage with parrying too. Let's retry that. Yeah, I tried. He missed? Wow, that attack got absolutely nowhere. That's a really bad place to do that. Oh. He's dead. I lost my sleeve.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I know what it is to lose a father.
That was not my father.
What are you doing? Stop!
Try that Burying King. Visions of the future. I suppose I will save. I like that it gives you a little percent counter. It doesn't take into account like upgrade or anything, it's just purely
I'll start
percent through the
story
game.
from here next time.
Trying to steal it.
So, this is the thanks I get for saving your life.
You don't understand. I need that dagger to undo.
To undo what I have done. Truly you must think I'm a fool.
You are right to be cautious. But fight as bravely as you may, you cannot defeat this enemy. The sands will spread. They will consume everything. I have heard it said that you are kind as well as brave. Please believe me. Help me find the hourglass.
It is in the Sultan's treasure vault, atop the Tower of Dawn.
How do you know that?
I just know. Come with me then if you
He just
insist.
knows.
But I warn you, I move pretty fast. Better keep up.
There's a running theme that the prince is much more athletic than Farah, and she is much smaller than him. And those two will enable them to do different things in the same positions. She can't run along walls and stuff.
Wait!
And you were worried about me.
She runs pretty fast right at the beginning of that, and then he calls out wait and tries to get her to slow down so you can catch up, and she stops when he says wait. But if you're really quick, you can keep up with her, and the prince will still say wait. Where's my first person view? There we go.
What are you looking at? Stop staring at me.
I wasn't looking at you.
She gets anxious if you stare at her.
Please don't. You're liable to hit me.
That's a lot of people don't ever activate that scene, that dialogue option. Farah can shoot you. It doesn't happen often. It kind of sucks when it does. Her attacks do decent damage. She'll usually just shoot enemies, and it's usually really cool. But it's really easy to get her to shoot you if you use rewind, because you can just get in the way of the arrows when you already know where they're going. Not that you'd want her to shoot you, but it's just, it can happen. It's not just a gameplay mechanic that enemies just take damage whenever Farah's around. She has to manually actually hit them. Second wave? Yeah. Every now and then enemies will kind of glitch inside stuff. It's usually not a problem, since they can teleport, so if you just move around, they'll move to somewhere better. Too far, jump down. That kind of stuff can happen. You can actually fall off cliffs like that, but you can just rewind to fix it. Rewind is a genius feature from both a combat and a platforming standpoint, and it fixes a lot of the problems with this game, such as general bugginess. Oh, she reeled him. This is as much as she ever reels enemies. She doesn't ever knock them over, because when they get knocked over and they come back to life, they restore to full health. But if they get knocked over like that, you can just one-shot them. And if they restore from that, they'll be at like a smidge of health. I'm pretty sure Farah's health restores at the end of every fight. Farah's afraid of sand in all its forms, but you, the player, know that it's quite helpful a lot of the time. I have to open that and let Farah in. I love this. You see that fucking thing over there, and it's like, oh, I'll just run to that. And then it crumples, and you have to fall to this.
Stay there! I'll try to find a way in!
I love the prince so much.
She tried to steal my dagger after I saved her life. She would have left me there to die. And here I am, risking my life for her again. And why? Good question.
Here I am.
I love when the prince monologues. Prince is a champion monologuer. I feel like this breaks off if you're on it too long or something. There's some nonsense here. Maybe only the tips break off. I don't know. You can knock enemies off cliffs, and I think they actually die. It doesn't happen very often. They're usually pretty good about avoiding it. There's no actual attack that knocks enemies like backward. They usually just fall straight down. With that attack, it's actually kind of better to just let them fall. The animation is gone for whatever reason. but normally they're supposed to turn into sand when you do this attack. And then when you hit them up, you can cut them in half without ever doing an absorb. But if you just let them drop from that super slow motion thing, they'll actually land on the ground and you can absorb them. And absorbing them is better because you get sand back. Little quirk. Ah, I've created all power tanks. Not bad. There's a certain attack you can only do when you have all power tanks. I'm doing it right now. It's really good for killing like 6 or 7 enemies. It lets you teleport around the room and just kill enemies left and right. It uses up all of your power tanks though. But I think a sand cloud restores all your power tanks. So maybe it doesn't, I don't remember. I think a sand cloud just restores all your sand tanks. Another save point. I don't want to use it. I guess I will, just to be safe from glitches. I'll use every other save point. Oh, I remember this room that's coming up. Damn it, I saved in a new file. It automatically defaults to a new file.
I'll start the story from here next time.
But I just want the one. I think one time I went through this game and I got a new save file at every single save point, so I could just start at every single one. That is not what I'm supposed to do. That actually did damage, I think. Maybe I already lost that health. Supposed to climb up here. And then jump from here. Damn it, that was the right way to go. Prince is athletic. Aha! Hidden fountain. Plays. Whatever you drink. This game makes me thirsty. Oh, I forgot about this. It's a health upgrade. I theoretically know where they all are. I also theoretically know where all the sand clouds are. Those are pretty much the only collectibles in this game. Everything else is mandatory. I can't move in that little scene where it's showing my health upgrading. He climbs ladders so quickly. He doesn't hold the rungs. He only stands on them. Kind of a cleverly designed corridor.
I'm down here.
A crack in the wall.
There you are.
They have fun with the conventions in this game.
Let's try not to get separated again, shall we?
It's so quiet out there. It's terrible. But also beautiful.
Maybe to you. You're a skinny little thing.
I would not be able to fit through that.
What is this?
Hi, Sun Praiser.
We need to find a way down to the bottom.
I'm gonna beat this game today. Single segment. Ooh. I like this trap.
Stay there.
I can reach this one.
This room is kind of cool. This is an interesting trap. Fire as Kawaii. That thing activates the traps as well as opening the doors. So if the time runs out, the traps also turn off, which is nice. Looks like it'd be quite easy to go down there without getting stabbed. Spikes were pretty far apart.
Are you all right? I heard strange noises.
No permanent damage, thank you.
Picked a bad time to go, didn't I?
There's another lever in that corner. Do you think you could reach it? I've got it.
This room's kind of fun.
Your turn now.
Who designed this fucking horrible mansion? An asshole. They hang a lampshade on it occasionally.
Over here. Now pull the lever.
I think I could just get down now, right? What's this little stand? What is this? How weird. No, I don't think I could get down without killing myself. And even if I could, I think it would like bug up the game.
I can reach this one. Your turn now.
Now could I get down without helping her down? It's interesting trying to deconstruct these rooms. They were very deliberate about this. I don't think there's a way to fall and not die. Prince?
Stay there!
Fire frequently. Fire shrieks whenever the prince is in danger. Or whenever she thinks that something bad happened to the prince. It's kind of actually, they're kind of clever about it. Like if you do something kind of dumb. Hey Farah. Nice to see you. And we're doing some wacky ass shit. The hammer guys, this is the first time we run into them, huh? They're kind of good to leave alive because they have a tendency to kill other enemies. They have one attack that kills, it sweeps everything off, they sweep everyone off their feet around them. And enemies when on the ground are like in their killable state. These guys have really big sweeping attacks. They're also quite easy. The combat in this game is very lackluster. I'm standing in a spot where Farah can't really help me. I think the little individual freeze, the mega freeze, I think those might be the only two skills in this game. This room is kind of oddly designed. There's a sand cloud somewhere, on top of one of these things. Did I guess right immediately? Wow. Might be another one elsewhere. Looking like no, actually. understand how there could be a room full of boxes and literally only 2 of the boxes can be moved. Video game logic. I appreciate that this thing actually tipped over when it fell. I feel like a lot of games wouldn't bother with that. Look how strong the prince is. He just pushes it through barrels. Oh, doesn't he? I thought that was the thing. Maybe I'm misremembering the game. I thought barrels are automatically destroyed when this thing bumped them. I mean, I see that these are the only 2 boxes that don't have other shit stacked on top of them. Where's the other one? Here it is. And I also see that they're smaller than all other boxes. At the same time, these are still the only 2 movable boxes. It's just silly. I'm gonna double check the top of this thing even though I already saw there's no sand cloud on top of it.
Oh no! Please be careful.
I'm not wounded, am I? That's weird that she said that. Did I really fail to hit the button? This animation uses up some of the time of making that door, and I seem to recall it being pretty tight making it in time. But it looks like they lengthened it. It looks like anything where that you could only barely make it because of the cutscene used up some of the time, they made it longer. That's definitely way longer. That's way longer. I didn't know they made that many changes to the trilogy version. All sand clouds you miss are permanently missable. This game is linear. It's not free exploration. You can't revisit most of the areas you leave. So you have to make sure not to miss sand clouds on the first pass.
This was the Sultan's zoo.
There can't be 64 sand clouds. It's 8 sand clouds to make a new sand tank. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The hammer guys can block you off the wall. They're one of, I think, only 2 enemies who can avoid the guaranteed damage from that. Hitting the right target is sometimes really awful. Oh, Farah killed one. That was the last enemy. Farah just stands next to the gate and waits for the prince to open it. That little twig, I would not jump and grab that. That looks so dangerous. That was unfortunate.
Are you alright?
I didn't die there. I was fully expecting to die there. Also, I hit the button and it didn't do anything. My first time trying to rewind. Huh. I've like never really explored up here. I'm pretty sure there's nothing.
You did it.
Ta-da.
Birds. I wonder
These
how
are the
they
vultures
survive
that were
the
holding
sands.
the...
I don't think they did.
Maybe not the exact ones. These are vultures like the vultures holding the hourglass. They're one of the more annoying enemies in the game. They tend to die in one hit. And Farah can also kill them. But they tend to show up in times when it's really difficult to hit them. There's no like good jump attack. It's kind of hard to make that work. The prince will often just kind of put his sword away when he jumps to make it even more annoying. You You can block their attack and kill them. That's like the easiest way to do it. But sometimes they fly out of the way. Where's the last one? There it is. The fuck? More enemies? Hey, look over. There is never a crack in the entire game that goes nowhere. You think it would be common? I think the prince could fit down there.
I'll pull the lever. There's another crack. I'll see where it goes.
The fabled menagerie of Azad, the Sultan's pride and joy. It had been one of the wonders of the world. As a child, I had dreamed of it and longed to see it with my own eyes. Now it was a place of terror, an abandoned ruin laid waste by the sands of time.
Here I am.
Oh shit. Huh. This way? Alright, cool. This, climbing up this... I don't remember it, like, it's not hard. It's not by any means hard. But I had a hard time with it because I didn't know about fucking ladders. This is another instance of me being retarded. This is like the second of many where I didn't know you could turn around on ladders. So what I thought you had to do here, like you, again, this ladder is facing the wrong way. You can climb it so far and then it's like the back. And I was like, fuck, what do I do now? So I ended up jumping from like here, and from a very specific jump you can grab the front of the ladder. And that's how I climbed up. And I was like, this is a really weird, buggy game. Hi, Tokoloni. I play games fast, but not that fast. Wow. I didn't check the bottom for a sand cloud, so I hope there wasn't one. I'm like afraid now that there was. There's exactly enough sand clouds to get like, I think 8 sand tanks. Or 10. I think 8.
I just saw a door open.
You just saw a door open. Prince. That would like tear your arms off. Falling that far and then grabbing something by your arms to slow your fall. It's a ladder for Farah to climb back up.
Thanks.
10 sand tanks to max. There you go. So you start out with 4. And there's 6 more. And it takes 8 to absorb. So I guess there's 48 sand tanks in the game. And there are none down here. No sand clouds, I mean. There's water. This is like the only container like this in the game. That's really weird. I've never noticed that before. It's like a fully unique container. Wow.
If you have believed the rest of my tale until now, perhaps you will also believe me when I tell you that...
It is these bugs that are making that weird noise. Prince is talking about how he's grateful that Farah's here with him, but like, he's inaudible between the combat and the music.
Yet she had proven herself. And I confess, I was grateful for the company of someone who, like me, was flesh and blood.
I can't.
Sand cloud.
What?
There you go, bitch.
Wonderful.
That's sarcasm.
Hey! There's no door!
Stand on that pressure plate, will you?
He called it a pressure plate. They were called pressure plates in the original Prince of Persia.
Now
I guess it's a...
how will I get through?
I don't know. Can't you crawl through a crack or something?
The joke is there actually is another crack there. And it actually does help her get through. So,
Here I am!
where the... okay.
The gate's closing! Hurry!
I see a bitch. They definitely gave you way more time to do these.
You did it!
Or maybe I'm just good. I remember activating a really funny glitch here in my first playthrough. I forget what. I think I accidentally forced far off the edge or something. There's a crack for her. Well, that's where she came from, I guess. St. Cloud up there that I can't reach. I think I'm supposed to go this way. That might be one of the save points that does something. I'm going to tentatively use it. I don't think it is, actually. I know about the time warp glitches, but I've never done one. I know you can like backflip and then do like a very precise series of inputs combined with a maximum maximum rewind or something.
Done.
Lets Prince
I'll
like
start the
teleport
story
forward
from here.
regardless of what's in front of him. Some nonsense like that.
Come on!
It is never revealed how long Prince is unconscious during those little visions.
I will be here.
It's only acknowledged one time. Prince asks, "How long was I out?" Fire responds, "Long enough." That was not correct. The camera angle change surprised me. These things are kind of annoying. There's the same clip. See Farah gasping there. That is not how you're supposed to get here. I think you can jump there. I'm not gonna try that. I might just clip through the ground or something. I know where I'm supposed to go is up here. Imagine how athletic you have to be to just like climb one of these trees, jump from one to another, and then climb that one. I remember dying, or nearly dying, and being in the process of dying, and getting here one time, and trying to drink this water while the falcon things are attacking me. Vultures. I think all four of the Prince of Persia trilogy are super fun. I like every game with Prince of Persia in the name. New one spawn. Two new ones spawn. I've actually got a lot to say about Forgotten Sands because it's a really good game. I like it maybe more than... Wow, how many of them are there? Maybe more than Two Thrones. A lot of people didn't even play it because they didn't know it was one of the games in the series. They thought it was just a movie game because it came out at the same time as the Prince of Persia movie. Sand is a feature of all of them. It's maybe less of a feature of Prince of Persia 2008. If you're talking about rewinding sand. The sand of time, if you will. Moss to let you know where the tree is. Thanks, nature. I like the way these places are designed, so you kind of get dumped off right where you started. I'm pretty sure Scarab and the Dung Beetle were the same bug. It's pretty funny to think about. Evil Prince. There is a somewhat evil prince in... It was almost certainly Two Thrones you played. Evil Prince immediately calls to mind Two Thrones. Two Thrones is, from a sequel perspective, it's really good. From an individual, from looking at its own individual good qualities and standpoint, it's kind of good. It does some things really well. Every Prince of Persia game does some things really well. And I don't just mean they all, like, excel at, like, the rewind and stuff like that. No, I'm not just talking about stuff they all have. Every one does something unique from all the other games that's cool. Enemies. I'm nearly at the second sword. Yeah, it's definitely Prince of Persia 2 Thrones then. Evil Prince with chain is definitely... That chain enemy. That chain enemy is the first enemy, besides the fucking hammer guy. Go out of my way for that. You can dodge the off-the-wall attack. Okay. But he's just as vulnerable against the fucking jump over attack as every other enemy. Maybe not just as vulnerable. I think they can block the off-the-wall. Yeah, they are never hit by that. It doesn't work on them. Wow, these chain enemies, I forgot that doesn't always work on them. Shit, I forgot that the chain enemies are like the first actually, like, resistant enemy in the game. They look like gimps. I think the normal combo might be a pretty good way of fighting these things. The female ones could hurt Farah so fast, because Farah takes fixed damage, I'm pretty sure. She always loses her health in quarters. And the female ones can do like 4 attacks in one combo. Warrior Within is it was my least favorite at the beginning, and now it's, I think, my favorite. It's amazing how things change. Farah's arrows are pretty strong. That sweep attack kills enemies, in addition to killing, in addition to hurting you. That's the attack that's basically a kill on Farah. Warrior Within probably has the most replay value, which is one of the reasons it's probably my favorite nowadays. Farah getting fucked up. Maybe it doesn't always lose your health in quarters. Maybe 6. Farah's better at fighting the chain guys than I am. Unreal. I remember this room being so intensive. Dang, look at this. Soloing them. Your health just go up. Restores over time. Ah, water. There's an interesting mechanic with water. When you're wet, your platforming ability's good as shit. So See that ladder? It's not even that high up. Nope.
What's the matter?
It's wet.
And that lasts even after you get out of the water for a little bit. You have to dry off. Fortunately, drying off only takes a few seconds. I think we actually should put Sand Girl in Street Fighter 5. And by Sand Girl, I mean, pull him. I think that button goes back up after a while. This is a cool trap. Unfortunately, I think there's only like 3 of them in the whole game. Thanks, Prince. That's not the way I jumped. That still wasn't the way I jumped. Farah taking damage? Fighting enemies? Is it shot? How's it already shot? That hurt me. I wasn't even slow. I was like the normal speed. Oh, I think you're supposed to put the thing on it. My game just froze. Like it actually froze. Like I can't hit start or anything. I can't rewind time. I can't do anything. Well, what do I do now? Oh shit, this is a hard lock. I'm hitting select and it's, or not select, I'm hitting home and it's doing nothing. This is the PS3 HD remake. I'm gonna be right back, guys. We might have a little bit of game to replay too.